Ever wanted to pop your trunk on the fly with one button press in GTA 5? Well, now you can. Let's get it. Hey guys, Benzo here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great today. Got a brand new mod to showcase for you. It is a very simple mod to install, and it is called TrunkControl by Vilefault. It's a pretty awesome plugin. It is more for roleplay immersion and those kinds of things, but I tell you, it makes the game a lot better. And if this video helps you in any way, be sure to hit the like button and comment down below. And if you're brand new to the channel, subscribe if you're new, if you like what you see. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Okay, we have TrunkControl onto our desktop right now. It is a WinRAR file, and you might need WinRAR or 7-zip to actually open this particular file. Mine looks like a set of books because I have WinRAR installed. It's a free version off the internet. You don't need to pay for that thing, and I'll be sure to link WinRAR down below as well. We're going to pull up our main game directory. If you're not sure how to get to main game directory, look to the top right of your screen right now. It'll show you a 3-minute video on how to get to your main game directory. So we're going to pull up TrunkControl. And we're going to take the installation files. We're going to open the installation files, and you're going to see a plugins folder and a Rage Native UI.dll. Now you're going to need both of these for it to work. If you don't install the Rage Native UI, if you have an outdated one, the plugin will probably crash on you or it will not open for you. So it goes right into your main game directory. We're going to take both files just like this, and we're going to drag it right into our main game directory just like this. It's probably going to ask to overwrite my Rage Native UI. I'm going to go ahead and say replace it, because that way you can kind of get in the habit if a modder updates the Rage Native UI, you can replace it with a newer one. So we're going to go ahead and close out of that, and we're going to look at our main game directory where it landed. We're going to open up plugins, and it's landed right here inside your plugins folder. So it is a standalone plugin, which means it does not go into this folder, which is where all your callouts and things are. It actually went into your main plugins folder. So you'll see TrunkControl, and you'll see TrunkControl.dll and a TrunkControl.pdb. So we're going to open up TrunkControl. You see that folder right there? We're going to open that up, and you're going to see a config file. Should open in Notepad. So we're going to open this up, and you see he's given you the ability to change a few keys. So the trunk key makes sense to have it as the T key, but if it conflicts with another key, you can actually change that if you need to. The menu key is set to F5. I'm going to go ahead and change mine to F7 because it does conflict with another key that I have in game. If you are a controller user, you can also open up the trunk with the D-pad, X, Y, A, B, those kinds of things. You can change it right here, so he's giving you the ability to do that as well. I'm going to go ahead and save this file, and I'm going to show you one more thing that we need to get this thing to work properly. We're going to close out of our main game directory. We're going to pull up the Rage hook right there. And I need to get to the Rage menu. It's pretty easy. You're going to double click Rage. You're going to hold the shift key for about 2 to 3 seconds. So I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to hold my shift key down right now. Okay, we are at our Rage menu right now, and you're going to see a couple things here at the top, like General and then Plugins tab, which is what we're going to go into in just a moment. Your console key is going to be F4. That's usually by default. Sometimes you'll see this as the plugin time at threshold. What it does, it allows the plugins to load properly. By default, it's going to be set to 10,000. My advice is set that to 60,000. It allows plugins to load in more naturally, and it takes about roughly about 1 minute to load all your plugins into the game. If you've got a lower end PC, you may want to change this to 60,000. I have a moderate end PC, so I like to leave it at 60,000 personally. The next step we're going to do is go to plugins, and then I've got a few other things installed. Don't let that worry you. And you'll see TrunkControl is not checked. So we need to have TrunkControl checked on the main menu right there to allow Rage Hook to load TrunkControl with the game. So I usually like to do that, and I've got a few other things installed right there. So we're going to do TrunkControl by Vilefault, and we're going to make sure that is checked. You can also come up to your plugins, and you can do load all plugins on startup in case you install more plugins in the future, and you don't have to really worry about what I'm just showing you right here. But for the sake of argument, this will probably be checked off. Just make sure that TrunkControl is checked, and we're going to save and launch the game. I'm going to show what it looks like in game. By the way, we're loading into the game, and you can see things being populated, and you'll see EP menu, for example, license plate randomizer. These are things that I have installed. We have scene manager, and we should have TrunkControl actually installing with Rage Hook. That's really nice. I like to see that. That means that the actual trunk control is being loaded into the game, but I'm going to show you another little trick just in case trunk control is not being loaded in. Okay, here we are inside the game. I'm going to show you how trunk control actually works. It's a pretty cool mod. There's a couple of features that I wish that he would change, but I'll discuss that in today's showcase. And also, if trunk control is not being loaded into your game properly, what you want to do is press your F4 key. Make sure it's trying to be loaded in. So type in load plugin and then start typing in trunk. And you can actually press tab key there and press enter key. And it should load trunk control in for you that way. If for some reason the mod crashes on you, if the trunk control plugin crashes immediately, that means your Rage Native UI is out of date. I'll be sure to put a link for you for the Rage Native UI in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment. Sometimes those things can become out of date in the future. So if you're watching this video 6 months from now, a year from now, just know that the mod may still work, but you need to update your Rage Native UI, and there may not be an updated Rage Native UI that comes with the actual plugin whenever you download it. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to show you how the mod actually works. Now, this is one feature I wish that he would change. He's very well aware of this, so I don't need to like beat him over the head with it. But I wish that we had the ability to open the trunk from the outside of the vehicle. So if you press your T key, right next to the vehicle from the outside, you're going to get a message that looks at the top left of the screen. It says your current speed is too high or you aren't in your vehicle. So obviously you can't pop your trunk when you're going down the street, so that makes sense. But it would make sense we could pop the trunk from outside the vehicle. So that is one thing that he would change, is that one right there is the most important thing. But you have to be inside the car for you to press the T key, just like this. And then we'll discuss the menu key. Also, we have ours set to F7. Yours may default it to F5. But if I press the F7 key there for me, is that it is the menu key right there. We'll discuss the fire extinguisher in just a moment. So we're going to go ahead and just press escape. Now this mod will work with any particular vehicle in the game. There are some vehicles that it may try to pop the front end or the doors, these kinds of things. This is a Turismo. But just know that it will work with any vehicle in the game, which is kind of cool. So if you want to pop it, if you're doing a mod showcase and you just want to show off like this particular vehicle's engine, it's kind of a cool thing to do. You can just pop that little, press the T key right there. So you can see how this mod can come in handy, right? So we're going to go like that, get that thing closed, and then it'll work with any vehicle in the game. So like with police vehicles, for example, most modders do not put anything in the back end of the trunk. So if you open this one, there's nothing there, but you may ask yourself, well, why even have this particular mod? Well, I'll show you why. So this particular vehicle pack right here, this police pack, is by Big G 069, and this thing is pretty cool. This is a Mirror Park Police Department. It's a DLC add-on car pack. And then this is a pretty nice Mirror Park Police Department right here. But if you look at this particular vehicle right here, this is a Jeep. He added some goodies in the back, so check this one out. Some modders will do that. So the other vehicles he didn't do that, but this particular vehicle he did. So you can see right there. There you go. So we got looks like some cones. We've got a riot shield and a few other things. So that's pretty cool. So with the menu system with this particular plugin real fast is we're going to press my F7 key. Yours is probably going to be defaulted to F5. You're going to see it says right there, grab fire extinguisher. Now I'm going to show you a little pro tip here. If you have Stop the Ped installed, which most of us probably will have it installed if you're playing LSPDFR, I'm going to show you something that you need to do. Okay, it's super important. So if you press your fire extinguisher, if I press the enter key, if you look to the left of the mini map, it says you grabbed your fire extinguisher, right? Okay, so if you get out of the car, you're going to be looking, it's like, where's my fire extinguisher? I don't see it. You press your tab key and then where's your weapon wheel, and you're like, where's the fire extinguisher? I don't see it. Okay, that's because Stop the Ped uses a realistic weapon system type thing for police officers. I guess it doesn't feel like it should have it, which makes sense. Fire extinguisher on your person at all times, like it should be stored in the trunk. So what you want to do is, just for realism's sake, what we want to do is press the G key while inside the car. This is from Stop the Ped. If you look to the bottom of your menu right there, it says disable realistic weapon system. Make sure you press your enter key, and that will take that away. So that way we can add new things to our officer. Okay, you shouldn't have to do that, but unfortunately with this particular mod, you have to make sure that is disabled. Okay, so this is the realism that you can probably do real fast, is you can press your T key, and then once again, press the F5 key. Here, let's do this. press your F5 key, and then press grab fire extinguisher. Now when you press your enter key and then you exit the vehicle, you will have your fire extinguisher like this. Okay, so that's one way to make sure you have it, okay, is from Stop the PED. Most of us have Stop the PED, so you know, it's going to conflict a little bit, but you can actually use it that way. But my advice is probably still use Stop the PED, you know, to actually, you know, grab your fire extinguisher, guys. So that's just my advice. You know, I'm just being honest. All right, we're going to go ahead and let's see here. We're going to press the F5 key again. We're going to store that fire extinguisher, and I guess it should be stored. Let's see here. Make sure it's off the weapon wheel. Yeah. Okay. So it's been stored. You stored your fire extinguisher. So like I said, I wish that we can press the T key right here and just close the trunk, but unfortunately we can't. So that is one flaw with this particular mod that I hope that he can add. And maybe in the future, you know, that if we can get some input maybe in the comments of his particular mod, don't beat him up or anything. He's learning how to do all this stuff, and we need more modders on there, guys. So I really encourage Valfault to actually, you know, keep going with this particular mod. Maybe you can add in some animations and add in the fact that we can add, you know, actually open the trunk from the rear of the vehicle, outside the vehicle. That would be something really cool and sweet if you can get that to do that. I know he could probably do it because Bajojo does it with his mod of being able to open the trunk to do narcotics field tests and these kinds of things. Maybe he can do the animations to open the trunk and just leave it open, you know, or something like that. But those are my thoughts in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you got any use out of it, be sure to hit the like button and comment down below, and subscribe if you're new, guys. Thanks for your help, and thanks for watching the video. Stay safe.